Well, I spent a pretty decent amount of time, about a few hours, doing the statistics. I got some numbers for you guys with reference to the school teachers that have died. Usually, most of them were victims of murder, um, historically over time, and so the approximation using Grok and Google AI. I noticed Google's kind of very strange about this stuff. Like, it doesn't want to disclose certain incidents, like the COVID thing. It's almost as if Google has a lot of filters on it, and they don't want to disclose the deaths, the school related, the teacher deaths as a result of COVID. But I got the number, after using different resources and references. So it's over 100 million school teachers have been murdered approximately over time. And this is dating back to probably Socrates. Um, of that number, what I learned was many of the school teachers that had died or were murdered was as a result of some type of political reform. And so it appears that school teachers are the first target of any major political war. Um, yeah, for sure. I mean, I was looking at like El Salvador, Africa, Rwanda, um, England. There was a few, there was some incidents where school teachers were actually burnt alive in schools. China is a good example as well. Um, this tension of communism and capitalism, and school teachers usually get hit first with reference to these political things. Then we looked at school shootings. Mostly all the school shootings were here in the U.S. There were a few incidents overseas elsewhere, but um, even those incidents, when you're looking at them, you can see, if you start looking at the metrics, you can see the political stuff as well in the background, as if politics also played a role in the deaths of these teachers. Aside from just crazy people doing stupid things, but some of it, or a lot of it, you can see the riff or the tension, political tensions that affect school teachers. And I even did a deep dive or try to get more information on school teachers being killed just because of their occupation while they're not working at the school, and there were incidents as well. So what am I learning, and what am I sharing with you, and what is this all about? What's the premise, right? Is that there needs to be a remembrance or a memorial. We should keep in mind how important these school teachers are, and how much they have sacrificed as a profession over time, to the point, or to their detriment. I mean, they're dying, right? They're getting killed. Um, and still to this day, even here in the US, we do very little to protect school teachers. I wasn't going to bring it up, but I'm going to bring it up. I created a website. It was called ratemyschool.net. And I did all kinds of metrics and numbers and analyzation. And I had posted it online. I shared it with the school district my kids were in, because I was arguing certain points or concerns. I don't know how they managed to do this, but they were able to take that website down. I didn't pay attention. I posted it and left it alone. But when I went, started doing all this research stuff, I looked at because I had good numbers in that website, because COVID was a big one. There was like somewhere, anywhere about, 1,000 to 13,000 school teachers died during COVID, and it was directly related to their work. But and COVID impacted the schools my kids were in, and you could see it. You could see the negativity, the issues, and how the government really played a role with reference to covering up or not disclosing all these school teacher deaths. Um, People were too preoccupied, or attention was drawn elsewhere, such as like collecting toilet paper and a couple other things. So, um, yeah, this is a big deal, and we need to definitely give some acknowledgement and memorialize these school teachers. I don't know if it would be of school teachers all around the world for all time, because there's over 100 million school teachers have been killed. So, or historically in the most recent history, like I said, Grok, Google was very hesitant. I had to go around a lot of different hurdles to get information from Google, as if it's concealing a lot of information, or does it? It has filters, not concealing, it's filters. But Grok, I was able to get it from Grok, um, and so I was thinking, okay, what? Why is this information like hell, like so filtered or so hard to get, right? And I was thinking about some of the stuff that Grok provided with reference to specific incidents where school teachers were the target of governments. And El Salvador was a big one. In the United States, we played a big role in El Salvador. In fact, a lot of those death squads and things that happened were sponsored and paid for by the United States. We played an active role in the whole Iran Contra scandal, all the things that were happening in El Salvador. So we have to acknowledge that the deaths of those school teachers are on our hands. They're irresponsibility of our interaction with them, with that the governments and the civil war that was going on. Then I'm fast forwarding to Iraq again. School teachers who were targeted and murdered by the masses, and a lot of people that were killing these school teachers were allies of the United States. And then fast forward some more to most recent time, Palestine. School teachers and educators and people of high intellect were targets or are targets and have been murdered by Israel. So it's like it's this is a cycle of issues, but we the common denominator is that these governments or these political organizations, terrorism, all this stuff, they go after school teachers, and school teachers are the most vulnerable profession, I think, in of all time, of all professions in the world. And I would say it's more dangerous to be a school teacher than a prostitute. So my thoughts, I want to share it with you guys before I hit the rack. Oh my goodness, this is do your own research if you don't believe me. I got a lot of stuff to share with you, but it literally the computer burnt up and locked up when I started doing all this stuff, and I'm actually a little exhausted myself. So talk to you guys soon. If you have any questions, reach out.